Hey, welcome back to Evil's Comics. I'm Evil Mike, and you like stories? I like stories. All right, so I got a review for you. This is Batman Catwoman, issue number 8, written by Tom King, art and colors by Liam Sharp, and then letters by Clayton Cowles. Um, this one is one of the longest DC stories that's taken to finish. It's almost going over like a year and a half now, but it's not the longest ever. So I mean, but so far, in my opinion, it's pretty good. But it's kind of all over the place. Each issue has been like, told in a past and present and future kind of storyline. This one is basically twofold. I will show you off some of the art at the end of this review, and I can say you're definitely going to want to stick around because this issue had some amazing panels, art all the way through, and it's a holiday issue. It is a very Christmas themed issue. It was very you talk about present for the holidays, right? So basically, this issue starts out, and it's basically a guy opening a door late at night, and it ends up being the Joker and the Phantasm together, at the on the other side of this door as this family man opens this door. Joker and Phantasm barge their way into this guy's house, and they quickly start questioning this man and his family. It's basically a man, a wife, and a little child that is at home on Christmas Eve. Um, the story jumps over, and it's basically the future part of the story where it's Helena Wayne, the daughter of Bruce and Selena Kyle, and she is meeting up with Dick Grayson, now the commissioner of the GCPD, and they are basically trying to bring in Catwoman. Catwoman is being charged with the murder of the Joker, and even though he is a villain and all the bad stuff that he did, she still did commit a crime kind of thing. So Helena being the current Batman slash Batwoman, and then Dick being the commissioner, but they basically have this like conversation about like whether or not Catwoman's going to come easy or not, or then the story jumps over and it's like this whole it's a very past story about Bruce and Selena, about how when they were like dating in their later years, about how they were already having conflict, about how like Batman kept letting Joker go, and how like Selena was just like, why can't we kill him kind of thing. And it jumps into the more like how like Selena was really abusive when it came to the earlier days of Bruce trying to not only court her, but eventually during their dating years, because she kept going back to this, where she'd do the hero thing for a little bit and then she'd go back to her villainy thing. But on a lot of things over the years, they have, drawn conflict. The fact that she can never drop the thievery side of her life kind of thing, and where he stands on truth and justice and this and that. But it is kind of a more violent telling, because like basically Bruce is following our rooftops, and she's shouting and yelling, like actually to the point where she's cursing at him and calling him like bat-centric, derogatory terms kind of thing. And then eventually there's a couple times where she slaps and she claws at him kind of thing while he's just trying to talk to him. And I'm not trying to paint her in this like, but it is a violent, a violent type of discussion. But it is one of their kind of arguments, let's just say, during their. But it's not the end of the relationship, because of course we already know that they had Elena and they get married and a lot of other stuff. And this timeline, because this is not Earth, this is not main continuity Batman. This is one of the side ones. But during this argument, they're basically chasing after a lead that Batman had about a Joker kidnapped victim, and like a clue that leads to some other Joker kidnapped victims. It's not, but they do find the one that they were after, and sure enough, already the man his throat is already slit, and he's already in the process of dying. but supposedly he has a message for Batman, and if he dies, can't give him the message, and it leads him to the other, kidnapped victims, and eventually Selina's kind of like, just push him off, let him, he's already dying, look, his throat, we don't even know how long he's been, with this throat cut kind of thing. Eventually he does, Batman, she does push him off, and Batman, of course, jumps to his rescue. He ends up saving the guy. The book jumps over to a very future scene where it's with Selina Kyle, and she is at the morgue with Joker after she has already killed him, and she ended up slitting his throat. And he has been there for quite a while. I think it's been like 2 or 3 months that he has been in the GCPD's morgue, because they don't really know what to do with the Joker. No one necessarily is claiming. They don't want to bury him in a cemetery to honor him, give rise to any other like wannabe villains, that kind of thing. So he's just kind of sitting in the morgue, and like this future version of Catwoman kind of sneaks in, and she's evidently like has plans, and she states that she knows what she's going to do with his body kind of thing. The book jumps back over to that argument with Batman and Catwoman, and it's just more of the same, you're doing wrong because you keep letting him go kind of thing. And Batman, it finally comes in, like, where Batman's like, look, I see what you're, and I get your point. That's the easy way of looking at it, right? We could just kill. And Batman, he kind of explains why, he had, why the kid, why he hasn't gone past that, and why he keeps saving him, and it's all about change and this and that. Eventually, at the very end of the book, they do jump back over, and finally it's with Joker, where the book starts off with, and it's with Joker and Andrea, and most of the book has not sound Christmas, but again, this does take place, like the main story takes place on Christmas Eve. So we get back to the interrogation with Joker, Phantasm, and the family on Christmas Eve, right next to and Joker is in costume fashion. He is dressed up as an evil version of Santa. And they are basically, they don't want to interview the parents, they want to interview the child, and they're asking the child certain questions, asking about like where if he remembers, like, where he came from, this and that. It's specifically Andrea, the Phantasm, that's asking the little boy. And eventually she tells a story about how, the guy and the woman that are there, the guy used to date Andrea, and one day, like Andrea, something about like Andrea got pregnant, and this guy stole her baby and ran off, and now that's what the situation is Andrea has tracked him down, and this is actually her child. And that's what she's trying to find out. She, during the conversation, she's not 100% positive, but that's kind of what they're leading to. The story does jump back over to like another Christmas story, and it's or another Christmas time, but it's throughout the book they've had many conversations with Joker and Selina, like where they paint this picture of them being friends at one time, of course, them being both supervillains, hanging out in the same kind of crowds, but eventually they show this tale of Joker, like and he's just asking her common questions and stuff like that, and the book jumps back over back to the Andrea and Joker and kind of interview or whatever, and Andrea gets to the point where she tells the story about, that's her baby or whatever, and she takes off her mask and revealing to the child, because the child's pretty frightened, especially since the Phantasm has a big old blade on his, on her arm kind of thing, and then there's the Joker. But eventually, like, as she takes off her mask, the Joker behind her, and for whatever reasons, but of course, the Joker and the Phantasm have not been friends. The Joker has a revenge murder plot setting forth for the Joker himself. So, but the Joker takes some of the Christmas lights off the tree and starts strangling the Phantasm, Andrea, in front of the family, and that's where this book leaves off. I'll show you some of the art, and I will let y'all go on y'all's way. This book was fantastic. Some of the issues I've not been a major fan of. A lot of people don't know this, but this book is set up like an advent calendar. Each issue opens a different door and it has a different saying and a different moment in time, for this book. Like right here. This is the door that they opened for this issue. It's a pretty cool idea. Like I said, the whole book has been kind of Christmas themed. But this is the family opening the door for, the Joker and the Phantasm. That is Helena, and that is Dick as the commissioner. Kind of going to jump through. This is the guy with his slit throat on the bridge. Eventually, Selena kicking him off. Selena kind of getting bored, while Batman goes and saves the kind of already half dead guy, which he does not end up saving. There's the scene with Selena and Joker in the morgue. I'll show you some of the good stuff. Christmas goodness. That's Dick. This is the scene with Joker and Selena just chilling. There's Joker in his badass Santa outfit. And that's where the book leads us off, is Joker trying to take out Andrea Beaumont. Alright guys, that's my review. I'll see y'all later. I got more coming. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see y'all later. Bye!